In YDI, we always talk about covenant of purity,
Yes.
and that's one of the core values.
Yes. Yes.
So, have you been able to keep that covenant of purity? I've been to South Africa 2 or 3 times, and I have seen the rottenness.
3 things of South Africa, even as a man of God, as a businessman, as a whatever you are. Number 1 is women. Women will bring you down in South Africa. Number 2 is alcohol, and the last one is money. Money makes so many people who leave Nigeria. Real Christians, strong Christians, when they get there, they've lost it. Some of them are in church now, and I'm like, but when you're in Nigeria, you're an active usher. But now, you're not going to church. You're running after money. All of us need money. But then, church is no more your thing, and all of a sudden, now you're in a problem. What problem? You have impregnated somebody. You are not clubbing. All of a sudden, you get to South Africa, you are clubbing. You are drinking. In Nigeria, you are so prayerful. When you get there, a spirit enters you. So those 3 things, they are very strong spirits in South Africa. Once you can break it,
Yes, Uwha. Push me.
Daddy.
Yes.
Good.
Do you want me to introduce you, or you want to introduce yourself?
No, Daddy. Let me introduce myself.
Okay.
It will be good to introduce myself.
Okay.
So people can have a better understanding. I think
My
my name is Pastor George Uwha, lead pastor of Real God Ministry, Johannesburg, South Africa. And let me start by saying that my life transformed. My life transformed seriously, heavily. 1990, when we
94.
I first met you in 1990s.
Okay.
When you came to Winners.
Okay.
Then the youth. That was the first time I ever met you. Okay. And I think somebody has not heard this. We used to have children department.
Yes.
And I remember when we came, my dad was there. I had not given my life to Christ. I was just coming, but my daddy was coming. I see 8 years or so.
Okay.
You're the first person to lead us to Christ. And I will never forget.
Are you hearing that?
First
Wow.
person to lead us. I was 8 or 9 years. So that was the first time. 1994 was not the development stage.
Okay.
Some certain characters I have now and attributes I have now. Since 1994, still follows me. Now 43 now.
Wow.
Still follows me from.
And you don't look it.
I'm 43. I'm going to 44 end of this year.
Wow. Wow.
To 44 end of this year. So it's been very remarkable.
Wow. I want to start in this interview formally. You were in the university.
Yes.
And then there was a youth convention.
Yes.
In Uwha.
Yes.
And I was invited.
Yes.
As the guest minister.
Yes.
And you were up and doing, up and down, coordinating affairs. And I remember vividly my Benz 190.
I can't forget.
So, in the bid to take me to the hotel after the ministration, I was already fagged and I was tired.
Yes.
You went into the car, and some youths were all over me, wanted to greet me and all that. And I don't know what moved you out of the car.
Yes.
You came out of the car. And you didn't know, me too, I didn't know that the thing had this jam lock.
Yes.
So
the key was in the car.
The key was in the car.
Yes.
The car was idling. Was idling. And then you just banged it in, and the whole thing just jam locked. Yes. Everywhere. The
car was on, and nobody could enter. I can remember that time. The protocol was like, no, pastor, you need to. Then they used to say, student pastor. You need to come out and clear these people so that pastor can enter. If not, pastor is not going to go home. So I was like, okay, let me just come out and give them instruction that all of you go. So not knowing that the process of me trying to do that, you see the car, that system, that once the door is closed, everything is locked. So they said they are not listening to us. So, but if you come out, so when I came out, that's when immediately they cleared. But we came back and we did. The car was running, but there was no driver inside the car. There was nobody inside the car.
Oh my goodness!
So it was an experience that I was like, what kind of
Okay, how was the first camp that I organized
Yeah.
as a youth pastor in Winners was 1994.
Yes, yes, yes. I
How
can't
old
forget.
were you then? If I remember, maybe about
I'm sure that's 94 till now. It's should be 31 years if I'm correct.
more
Probably.
than that.
Yeah, maybe 31 plus or something.
Okay.
And when I look at it, I think I used to tell them in the church I was 11 or 10. I can't remember.
Yeah.
11 or 10, yeah.
Mm.
And then I went to the camp. I think that's the first time we were separated from our parents.
Mm-hmm.
And then brought into another environment. And then that environment had some certain rules and culture
Yes.
and regulation.
Mm.
So we began to, the first day, of course, was difficult for some people. I still remember waking up time and all those things, devotion time, 4:30.
Mm.
But after then, we kept on going like that and going like that. And like I was saying to Pastor, I said, till now, till now, my wife is even surprised that you don't sleep. I woke up 4:30. You don't need to set alarm. My body has been like that till now.
From that time?
Since that time. 4:30. I'm up.
1994 till
that
date.
time. 4:30.
Are you hearing
4:30
that?
I'm up. So
Wow.
So most times I'll tell people that there are people who had. I think I was speaking in church one day, and there's a photo we took with Pastor, and then I had with Isaac. We were wearing Isaac Oyedepo, David Oyedepo. We were all wearing. You were telling us about dressing. I still remember. There's a lot of things if I'm to talk here. You're telling us about dressing then in the camp. And he says, okay, how do you want to look when somebody wants to address you? And then that's made us to begin to, that's when we began to wear suit and ties.
Yes.
And look very formal,
Smart.
like people who are with, I remember coming back from that camp, when we went back to the children department, we were different from some other people.
Yes.
Some people then, they couldn't infiltrate us. We were just a different breed, and then, so from there, I think from them, even parents then, I still remember, when my mother was fighting that, no, the next people, they must go for the camp, because there was just a dramatic change within that short period of time. Dramatic change.
I'm happy
and
for
that
you.
change is still following me till now. This is more than 30 something years. Still following me. And I've imbibed that culture for my children. I'm like, what?
How many children do you have?
I've got 4 of them.
4 of them.
2 boys, 2
You
girls.
and your father, you like children. How many children did your father?
My father had 3.
3.
So
okay.
that was myself, and then my sister Faith, and then Ike.
Okay.
Then I said no, I was going to have 3.
Okay.
Then my first son Chidima Uwha is going to be 13 years.
Okay.
My first daughter Osinachi, she's 11, going to be 12 years. My third daughter, I said no, that would be the end. Okay. But now this was where the thing happened. That's why I say sometimes God is very mysterious. I told the doctor that, you know what, we are not giving birth again. So please just when we do this, because my wife gave birth 2 years the last one.
Okay.
So please close the womb. So the doctor came and did it. So when he had finished the operation and closed everything, he said, I forgot. He forgot, and
he didn't
close it.
Oh.
So if he had closed it, I would not have this miracle child. This child that we have now, Tobechuku. The moment is a boy, 6 months yesterday.
Wow.
The moment he came, our finances, like, it overturned. The boy just came, and he looks like my father. They call him Archbishop, as they call my father. In the church, they say this man has returned back again.
Hey.
That's what they say.
Wow.
So it was just an experience.
How's your wife?
Yeah, she's doing very well. She's a South African. But I think some pastors are called, also Pastor Gabriel has come, say, no, this person doesn't look like a South African.
No, she's very homely.
She's very homely. She's in Nigeria. My wife she's doing very well. She's an auditor general, auditor manager. Okay. She studied auditing, and then they are from a family who is Christian. Okay. They lost their father a little bit early, but the mother is a church-going person. That's good. She even said that no one of his child can ever marry somebody who is not a Christian. So, and then she had been following a church, the pastor called Pastor Strike in the region of Limpopo, that side of southern Nigeria. And then southern South Africa. Sorry, now that I'm in Nigeria now, it's like I'm now begin to think like Nigeria. Oh, God. South Africa. So she followed. Then she came to Johannesburg, where she got a transfer. And
so then you're a citizen now.
Yes, yes.
Wow. Is it because of your wife?
No. I
Because
got
you have stayed.
yes, I did my when I got there, I was actually going to Canada. Actually, so let me start from here.
Okay.
When I left South Africa, no, when I left Nigeria,
Nigeria.
I had gotten an admission in Canada.
Okay.
So my uncle, which is my mother's younger brother, who was going to Unilag, who my mother took. In fact, that's what they recognize mostly as my father's first son. Because they thought he was my father's first son.
Okay.
Took him when he was 5.
Okay.
And took him through school. He got admission in Unilag, got the best result. Unilag sponsored him. He got admission in Canada.
Okay.
He's a citizen of Canada. He's gone, I don't know how many years now. So I got an admission there.
Okay.
When I got the admission there, so I said, but I've not seen my father
Mm.
for a long time because I've been in school 2 or 3 years there. He's been transferred, and I didn't move. Let me fly through South Africa.
Okay.
And then from there, I would go to Canada. So I said, okay, it's fine. So I flew to South Africa. I saw it. So in the church there, there's somebody that said, no, but you read geophysics. Can you just go and see the department in the school if it's water around university? So I went, and then I was like, no, this is not like the school I'm from and everything. And then all of a sudden they said, no, come. The head of the department would like to see you since you are geophysics. He came and said, can we just interview you? He interviewed me. He said, no, we can give you admission now.
Wow.
And that was how I got admission. That was how my Canadian trip changed and all of that. And then my wife got transferred, came to Johannesburg.
Wow.
And then she was looking for a church because she was still even committed to that church. But she needed she wanted a physical church she can be active.
Okay.
And then my father started what they call lunch hour. So people who pray between 12 and 1 in the afternoon, business people want their lunch. You can eat lunch. So the church provided lunch. Instead of you going to buy lunch, you come and pray, you eat your lunch, then you return back to work. So she came. And that was how she joined the church. She joined the sanctuary. She was working. So I met her there.
Okay.
In the church I met her.
And then
that was
decided
when
to
we
marry.
got married.
Wow.
We'll be married now. This year will make us 15 years.
15 years. That's great.
15 years.
That's great. Okay. You know, in YDI, we always talk about covenant of purity.
Yes.
And that's one of the core values.
Yes. Yes.
So have you been able to keep that covenant of purity? Because South Africa is when it comes to immorality.
Three things. Yeah. Three things
Tell
about
me more about
three things of South Africa that
how have you been able to survive
tell you,
it?
sir,
Survive it?
Three things of South Africa, even as a man of God, as a businessman, as a whatever you are. Number 1 is women. Women will bring you down in South Africa. As either a man of God, a businessman, whatever. Number 2 is alcohol, drinking, will bring you down. And the last one is money. Some people, money.
Women.
Number 1, women. Number 2, drinking. Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Then number 3 is money.
Money
makes so many people who leave Nigeria. When they get, they are really Christian, strong Christian. When they get there, they've lost it.
Oh my God!
You will find many of them. You know, some of them are in church now, and I'm like, but you know, when you're in Nigeria, you're an active usher. But now you're not going to church. You're running after money. Yes, all of us need money. But then church is no more your thing, and all of a sudden, now you're in a problem. What problem? You have impregnated somebody. You are not drinking. You are not smoking. What you are not doing in Nigeria, there are so many of them. I say, but you are not clubbing. All of a sudden, you get to South Africa, you are clubbing. You are drinking. In Nigeria, you are so prayerful. When you get there, a spirit enters you. And then, so those 3 things, they are very strong spirits in South Africa. Once you can break it,
we always pray for you guys, particularly those of you who are in the ministry, because I've been to South Africa 2 or 3 times, and I have seen the rottenness
big time
in that place.
Big time.
And the system does not help.
No, at all.
Because for you to, for the system to say if somebody is smoking, create a place for him to smoke. You know,
even in the church, there's
so how have you been able to navigate it?
We have breakings of duties in the church. I found out that some churches have smoking zone. That is, I'm in the church. When you just carry my cigar, and the pastor before the pastor preach, there's where you go and smoke, and you know. So I'm like, and it's a big church. I don't know.
Of course, I know the church.
So I said, it's smoking zone.
It's smoking zone.
You know, so I think that's also a conflict between South Africa and Nigeria, because we brought some cultures that are like, no, but you are too hard. Why must we? We can relax on Saturday or Friday. We can go to the club, and Sunday come to the church. It's not possible. You can't be in a church and you're doing that. You are for God or you're not for God. So that brought a little bit of a conflict between. So that's why you find they fight a lot of Nigerian churches, and that's why it's important that once you have such kind of conflict, you must also not keep, like you said, that purity, the purity of you can't be. Some pastors are drinking in South Africa. Some pastors are drinking. Some they have girlfriends everywhere. Some have children. Out of so many things.
It's true. One of my daughters in the Lord, went to a particular country and was insisting on the covenant of purity that I impacted to the culture or the virtue that I impacted onto you guys. And when my daughter was telling the pastor about covenant of purity, that the youths in the church must enter into covenant of purity, you know what the pastor told my daughter? He goes, please keep that one aside. We are not in Nigeria.
Yes.
In this place, don't talk about fornication, don't talk about adultery, don't talk about all those things. Those things are normal here.
In South Africa, sometimes they'll tell you,
hey,
when you see a pastor in the church, they will tell you that, please bring your girlfriend. Not even girlfriend, and they call it your what do you call it? They call it my woman.
My woman.
So somebody that just parked from a house, come and stay with you, and then you are sleeping together, but you are coming to church. One is in usher, one is in choir.
Hey, Father.
So I said, so we started fighting.
We
started fighting. We suspended a lot of people. They're like, oh, Pastor, you're too hard. I suspended a lot of people. So many things were happening. But now, people now said, no, the spec is different.
Yes.
And mostly the older generation said, no. Actually, it's true. This is not right.
This is not right.
And from there, some parents now say, no. It is this church we are going. Not going anywhere.
So how have you been able to deal with the Gen Zs in your church?
Yes, that's another one. One of the things that is even affecting them now is many of them, like I told many of them, yes, it's good to have your Bible in your phone and the others. But when we were growing up, we had our Bible,
physical Bible.
In fact, I showed them one of the Bibles I had in the camp then. And that time, there was a saying, if you don't, the Bible there, I still wrote it there. Said that this Bible will keep you from sin, or sin will keep you from this Bible. The statement that was we had then. So I used to tell them that it's just like your book. You can't be, of course, yes, there's digital reading, there's books you must go to the library to pick. So most of the Gen Zs now are more, they are technology very
savvy.
They are very hyper in technology, so they want to bring that, technology into the church and say, no, Pastor, we can. I say, yes, it's going to happen, but then we must not now break our foundation. I said, no, Pastor, some of these things should not do, this one is not needed. I said, no, you can't teach the youth online. We must bring them in physically. We must have a physical conversation with them. So we started every time they close school in South Africa, there's a long break between June and July. So we have a 3-week training for people from 5 years down to 15, because by 16 so we start to train them in different. There are some materials. 2 notes I found out that I found when my younger brother came. He found it for me. That was notes we got from YDI. Thank God I could still type some of them.
Wow.
So that's what we use now in what we call the younger Bible school.
Okay.
Time. You are telling us about time there. I can remember some of the courses.
Wow.
You use time effectively. So I tell
time management. Oh my God.
It's been impactful.
I'm so happy for you.
It's been impactful, sir.
Have you finished your PhD now?
I'm running up. I was supposed to have round up since.
Okay.
I think before my father passed on, I was supposed to have round up 2019.
Okay.
So then you are opening branches.
Okay.
So he knows that me, there's a calling on my life. My younger brother is not really in the calling, but then he's a media guru, but he's a lawyer. But then somehow
your sister is a lawyer.
He's a lawyer, both of them. She's actually a lawyer of the church, like the secretary.
Wow. There's this my book, The Money Making Teenager. You can get it on Amazon. I appeal to you.
I will
Make
definitely
that book a compulsory text.
Yes.
To all your teenagers and youth.
I think we'll bring that in the culture, because I still remember this money issue.
That's what I'm saying.
Money issue that you talked about.
Because if you teach a typical teenager how to make money, how to save money, and how to invest money, you're actually preparing that person for the future.
Yes, no, it's true, sir.
It's
true.
You are not extravagant.
No.
Even though this shirt you are wearing is this one is a serious one. D&G, you know, is a designer, but at least you are supposed to.
Yeah.
But those days, we taught you guys to manage money.
In fact, you told us something then, but I think then, I don't know what they call it. Now, it's like a pig, whatever.
Okay.
So all the teenagers in the church,
yes,
all the teenagers, I think we have about maybe 70 or 75 of them. So every of them has a pig.
Yes, put something there.
Yes. Even my children, they do it. So at the end of the year,
yes,
you look at your money. Even though your parents is putting a savings somewhere, you look at it. Well, my son opened his own last year.
Wow.
And then when I looked at it, I think his money was up to $2,000.
Wow.
He has kept, like every time I give money for this, he has been keeping and keeping and keeping. So that is not part of them.
Yes.
So those are the things we learned, and I told them. So in the old church, there's this, they call it pig. We bought it, and
let me tell you what we do now. In YDI here, we encourage them to have their bank account.
Yes.
Now, if you win an award here and you don't have bank account, you lose that opportunity.
That's true.
Because you, as a teenager, you must have your bank account.
Yes.
You know? So there's one guy that one of my youths, he won a particular sum of amount of money, you know, and he was not able to give us account. That was, I lost that huge amount of money he was supposed to get. Yes. He was appealing. I said no, but you know the rule now that as a member of YDI, you are supposed to have an account. We pay directly to your account. Say, my mother said, no, it's not about your mother. No. We are teaching you as a teenager, to know how to manage money, you know. Oh, George Uwha Oguna. You remember?
I remember very well. Why did the impact is unbelievable.
Now, I want you to wrap up with that experience in that school.
Yeah.
You know, the pastor told me that you guys forgot to even give me food.
Yes, I remember very well. Because by the time
your whole guest minister, you guys were up and down doing stuff, but
I think
you left me.
The excitement was that the youth, I think the youth were very shocked. They didn't believe you were going to come.
You okay?
Because then I think the only person that had come was the late Okay. She's the only one that comes. So there had not been anyone. So people didn't believe. Even not the ones only in the church were, or other places. They didn't believe you will ever come. So it was shock to many of them.
Okay.
So
Pastor Joe.
Yes. Pastor Joe, are you sure? And people are like, no, it can't be true. But it can't be true. You came and then even the people who are put together in the committee, they got excited and forgot what they were supposed to do. In that excitement, Pastor forgot to carry the food. Pastor forgot to do this. But why did you? So I think it was just the excitement.
You guys.
Are you sure that Pastor? So that excitement entered everyone.
Oh my goodness!
Before you know.
Okay.
But I think they can't forget.
They can't forget.
Somebody in the UK, I think Ogumola or something. It's an IT company. he says that impact still remains with him, you know, because he was not really in YDI.
Okay.
That meeting you came for left him with an experience that he still have
Yes.
helped him in the UK today.
So we give God all the glory.
Wow.
This year, YDI is 29 years.
Wow.
We are looking forward to our 30th anniversary next year, January 30th.
Wow.
1990. We started January 1996. So next year, 2006, 26.
Yes, next year.
Next year. YDI will be exactly
30 years. No, I think, sir, we plead for you to, if possible, try and I think they used to the university, okay, the university when they call it alumni and all that. There's some of us that fine, we didn't start with YDI, but I think we were the text run of 1994 YDI. If possible, many of us can be able to come in for that event today.
Yes. All over. To
be outstanding.
We started YDI in Joburg. Yes.
Okay.
But that was when I came. Your father was alive then.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons we got there. But the president of YDI, who happens to be a medical doctor, and his wife, they said they had issues with the system because they were always small teenagers who come for abortion.
Plenty.
And according to the law, he has to do the abortion. So he kept dodging, you know, and that dodging will make him lie. So he was having issues. Conscience was pricking him. So he felt the best thing was to move to Australia. So he got an inroad to Australia. So he's in Australia with his wife and family now. Say no problem. Those ones that are there, you should know the Fashoro.
Yes.
You know, she's there.
She's there. Oh wow.
She's in South Africa.
I didn't know.
Not Uwha, Ife.
No.
Ife is in South Africa.
Oh wow.
Yes. She's a lecturer in one of the universities.
Oh, wow.
We talked recently. So some of our kids are there, you know. I even went to one place like that, you know, one of their schools, you know, to reach out.
I know, sir. Now we try to. At least South Africa is becoming a little bit better because there they will put it's legal for you to post papers for abortion. Call this number. You find it everywhere.
Yes.
And then we started fighting it, like, you know, right to this, right to that. You need to the Christian body to use them. This, we are killing the children. 13-year-old child can get pregnant. You find a 13-year-old child in South Africa get pregnant. Well, and she's still a child. She now has a child. Who is going to take care of her and take care of the child? And then one of the things that South Africa also, where we are also fighting is that's what is promoting that. And that was from the case of appetite to help the poor. That's what they call child grant.
Child what?
Grant.
Okay.
So if you have a child, government pays you money.
Okay.
So somebody will go and give birth to 5 children,
They'll be receiving
that
money.
they receive money for those children. So the more you keep giving back, the more you have money. So some of the the parents of the child who does not have job makes their child go and give birth so they can have money to take care of. So it became a culture that has finished the system.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah, so we're working towards changing those things.
God will help you, my beloved son. God will help you. God will help you. I've prayed for you already, and I'll keep on praying for you that the impact will be eternal. The impact will be eternal. And God Almighty will keep on holding you so that the values, covenant of purity, we call it COP, COP compliant, you know, because for you to have been able to keep it till you got married, you know, till now, I mean, it's something to be thankful for. Something to be thankful for. Look, give them a parting word that they will live to remember you for. I know so many of my youths are watching you now.
Yeah, no, I want to say this. Everything you learn today affects your tomorrow.
Wow.
And your tomorrow is more important than your today. The reason is that your tomorrow you have not seen. But what you learn today affects your tomorrow. What I learned there has affected me today. It's even still affecting my tomorrow to come. So I want to leave this with you. Everything you need to learn today, learn it. Make sure you practice them. And one of the things is you can't do without God. I've seen so many people say, no, I was with God before, now I don't need God. No, it's not possible. You will need God today, you will need God tomorrow. So I'll leave you with this word. Everything you need to learn today, learn it now, and you will do that with God. Then you know that your tomorrow is secure. God bless you.
Wow, fantastic. That's all that we talk about, the God factor.
Yeah.
The God factor, the God factor, the God factor. I am who I am today because of the God factor.
True.
The
Very
God
true, sir.
factor, the
Very
God
true, sir.
factor.